Halloween party secret revealed. Mrs. Drake invites everyone to party, and little Jojo claims she witnessed a murder. Everyone looks as if they just saw an alien and questions Jojo if he saw it. Why didn't you report it? Jojo replied, I thought it was just a special performance. Everyone exchanged puzzled looks. Sounds like her usual way to seek attention. Others only eyeing candy. Unexpectedly, a tragedy struck. After the party, Jojo was found drowned in a basin. Not a fun Halloween game, right? Mrs. Proud, who attended the party, just happens to be a friend of Detective Poirot. So, after the incident, she immediately called Poirot to come in as the superhero. The next day, Poirot boarded a train and met Mitchell. They chatted, enjoying the journey. Mitchell just returned from abroad, heading to that town too. Both were drawn by its mystery. Poirot immediately showed Mitchell the news about Jojo's murder, wanting to know where to dig for more dirt. After thinking, Mitchell recommended an old lady named Raimondi from the town, calling her the town's info hub. Poirot perked up at this and immediately showed Mitchell Jojo's murder news to get the scoop. Before long, Poirot arrived in town, but Mrs. Proud was staying at her friend Judy's place. Looks like this call turned out to be a blessing. Mrs. Proud ended up with a nasty cold, but still shared the party details, while bedridden C talked about her sick participation. However, the investigating inspector was pretty biased, claiming that Jojo's killer was a local homeless man and that Jojo's murder tale had zero. But is it really so? Poirot's intuition said it's not that easy. Isn't that detective's job? If Jojo lied, she wouldn't have died. If true, the killer tampered. Let's see who wins this mind game. To uncover more case details, Poirot asked Judy to take him to the crime scene and unexpectedly ran into Mitchell again. It turns out Mitchell's job back in town was managing Mrs. Drake's garden. Guess that's a kind of green thumb job. Just as Poirot was about to talk with him more, Judy hurriedly urged him to leave, talk about an awkward reunion. Later, he met Jojo's mom and brother at the Drake house, and Poirot decided to unleash some sympathy to lighten the mood. He asked, did Jojo mention seeing a murder before? But Mom looked innocent and said this was her usual business. She was already used to it. Since there was nothing useful, Poirot turned to Jojo's study, imagining how she would lounge around like a pro. Poirot noticed the carpet was still damp. Even if no one believed Jojo, he declared, it's time to defend her. He chose unsolved town cases, explored all options CEO, that's a detective's charm. However, the inspector eager to close cases refused to help. Poirot had to seek Mrs. Raimondi Mitchell recommended. To his surprise, she actually provided useful clues, bringing the three purposely left in suspense to life. The first, a lady named Smythe, was Drake's aunt. The old lady had worked as a maid in her house. What secrets were hiding here? But then the aunt fired the old lady, hiring a younger, prettier maid. Isn't this just a recycled story? The old lady claimed the new maid was a gold digger. Aunt's death could not be just a coincidence. The second was Leslie, a clerk at the local law firm. One night, he got stabbed from behind. See talk about a backstab. The third was Jojo's teacher, who apparently drowned in the lake. Police found signs of overdrinking. Even though Poirot seemed to find many clues, they were like puzzle pieces, lacking solid connections. Poirot decided to first check out the law firm where the clerk worked to dig deeper. The old lawyer told Poirot that the clerk seriously cared for clients, only to discover he was taking some dirty hands. He hadn't even had time to fire the clerk when he mysteriously vanished. Talk about drama. Poirot followed up by inquiring about the aunt's case, only to learn her death had zero suspicious aspects. Were they all innocent? Strangely, she left all her fortune to the maid. See, why not to someone else? Ultimately, it turned out the will was forged, and the maid disappeared without a trace after the incident. After some time with no progress, Poirot, feeling low, noticed George's brother wearing a pricey watch in church. He curiously asked, "Who gave you this?" But the boy claimed he saved up for it himself, see, very business savvy. When Poirot asked him about Jojo, the boy replied bluntly, "I'm her brother, not her fan." Poirot was shocked at what kind of person Jojo was, as almost everyone seemed to dislike her, including her own family. After leaving the church, Poirot encountered the priest and began to inquire about Jojo's secrets. The priest told him Jojo loved lying. She truly deserved Story King. Just then, Poirot noticed a woman nearby. She was the teacher's best friend before. Anti-amat et letter 3 circumflex u acute times a tilde until the letter 2 pd surelic letter 4 ab so a circumflex ten direct reflex a quarter w o grov e amat tau u a mat surelic letter 4 bb eth a stroke 3 o amat pound copyright. The assistant spun around and left, leaving Poirot puzzled. Was she hiding something? Soon, Poirot was invited back to the Drake house, where Drake mentioned how he moved in with his husband 10 years ago to stay with his aunt. Not long after, his husband died in a car accident, and to this day, he has no idea who the driver was. The plot thickens. Ultimately, his aunt also passed away, leaving all her wealth to him. That must be some shadow story lurking behind. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll keep bringing you more interesting tales.